Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. In this video, I'm going to be adding some pollinator-friendly annuals, mostly annuals today, but annuals and perennials around my backyard turf space. This turf is a zoysia sod that's just waking back up, and it's been asleep through the wintertime, just greening back up now. I just fertilized it, and I want to go right around the edge of this turf with plants that will attract bees and hummingbirds and butterflies during the summer. I'm going to start right here in this space by planting some pentas, which are annuals. In tropical regions, they're perennials, but these are pentas right here. There'll be clusters of flowers about that big around. I have purple, pink, and white, and I'm just going to blend them together in this area right along the edge of the turf. And these are great for all three of the the bees, the butterflies, and hummingbirds. And so I hope to invite them right here onto the edge of the lawn. When I'm planting annuals, most of the time when you see me plant, if I plant a shrub or a perennial or something permanent, I've got some compost on this soil, and then I've got mulch on top of that. I usually just pull the mulch back, compost kind of gets mixed in, or whatever mulch is kind of composted gets mixed in, and that's adequate. When I'm planting annuals, I do like to amend the soil a little bit so I can get the most out of them. I'm only going to have them for 6 or 7 months, and I want to get the absolute most amount of production out of them I possibly can, because in the fall they're going to get erased. Or first frost in the fall, they're going to get erased. I actually use compost and a pine bark soil conditioner mix for my annuals. A lot of you, and a lot of places won't be able to find the pine bark soil conditioner, which is literally just ground up bark off of a pine tree, and then I've got it blended with compost. If you can't find the pine bark, that's fine. Just use some compost and blend that in with a little bit of your native soil, but I do recommend amending the soil for annuals. I will pull back whatever mulch I've got, and there's not a lot in this space because this had some pansies and some other winter annuals in it. And just make sure it's weed free and all that. And I'll take a fairly generous amount of this compost and pine bark mix and add it into this space and smooth it out. And I'm literally just going to plant directly into this. The main thing for me is I want to get these three colors blended fairly evenly. Normally I buy a mix of something, and it's kind of hard to know that you're blending them well, but in this particular case, the purples are in cell packs, the pinks are in cell packs, and the whites are in cell packs, so fairly easy for me to mix them up well. Again, pentas are super easy. Put them in, I'll fertilize them with some sort of organic fertilizer that says something about flowers on the package. I'm not too picky. And this is violet purple here. It's a dark purple. You just can't get anything better really than pentas for summer color and for adding to a pollinator garden. And just super easy. Midsummer, if they get a little bit leggy on me, I can cut them back, refertilize them, and move on with life. I do monitor the water on them. Obviously, if you're trying to get the most out of something, for the summertime, you want to make sure that you are watering them. This is a pale pink. I actually have two different pinks, which is good. So again, this is just blended completely randomly. These pansies here will eventually come out. There's going to be a path going in right there. There'll be some other annual here. I don't know what yet. I love being able to buy this time of year. If you go out looking for pentas, hopefully you can find them, in 4-packs or 6-packs. This is the way I prefer to buy annuals. The difference in growth between these little ones grown in cell packs and a 4-inch pot is not going to be that significant. In 2 weeks, 3 weeks time, these will jump out really quickly. I just use a little trowel to put these in the ground. This soil is loose from being worked several times for annuals at this point. These are going to go in the ground maybe 6 inches apart, something like that. I will probably pinch the first flowers off the top of these. They don't have anything on them really right now. I'm supposed to have some really hot days this week that are likely going to start burning these pansies out, and I've got some things to go into that space, but I'm going to leave them for a little while longer because they look fantastic. From this spot going this way, I'm using these Summer Jewel Salvia. This is a hybrid salvia. It's an annual salvia. I used these last year. They are just incredible for butterflies and for hummingbirds. Bees like them as well. Bees will cheat. This has a really deep flower here. The bees will come drill a little hole in the back of it and cheat the system a little bit. These are just amazing. But this is a Summer Jewel series, and I'm using the light pink and the white just blended together. Again, I've got several perennial. I have lots of salvia. Some are perennials, some are marginal for me, and some are just plain annuals. And so you'll see all three of those as I go through all the details of my pollinator efforts for this year. Again, I'm using this same compost and bark mix along here. Just a fairly generous amount of it. Again, I'm only living with these for about 6 months, so there's no, you really want to try to give them the best opportunity to give you as much as they can. One more. Okay, just like that. And again, I'm going to do the exact same thing I did on those and just make them fairly random. Not really doing any kind of pattern here. I'm literally going for random. These can be placed a hair further apart than those pentas can. I've had those pentas about 6 inches apart. These, you can put them 8 inches apart easily. They'll get pretty big during the summer. This is an annual that you can cut several times during the summertime. You can just come out here and literally just cut them right in half, and it'll do nothing but encourage them to bloom more. Yesterday, marigolds went in around the weeping redbud. Back here, I'll give you a close-up of those pretty soon. Those will be great for pollinators. They are doubles, and the large double flowering marigolds are a little tougher for the bees to get into. They're just basic marigolds. They're probably the best one for pollinators, actually, but I do love these, and the bees can manage. You'll see it during the summertime. I've got this saucy red salvia, which will just be covered with hummingbirds all season. I took so many hummingbird photos on this thing last year. I'm planting celosia around it, and I'm actually doing this fresh look mix, and I'm doing this orange to go with that red. It's orange and yellow with that red, and who knows how this is going to turn out. I kind of like it when they're up close. This has a tinge of orange in it, and so we'll see. I've got one little 4-pack of spilanthes. This is a toothache plant. This particular variety, lemon drop variety, this is not necessarily for the pollinators. It's just for these little yellow, almost tooth-shaped flowers on the top. But this plant is used for apparently treating toothaches at some point. Not my use for it. I'm just trying to get a little pop of yellow in this little annual bed corner right here. Same exact operation. I'm putting down the compost and the bark and planting directly into it. Leaving some of these pansies here for another week or two. Going to be stepping stones going right through where I'm standing very soon. They're sitting out at the end of the driveway right now. I used this fresh look mix last year, and these performed really well in this space. Last year it was just all yellow, and this year going with the orange and red and yellow mix. I have one lantana going in back here. This one's ham and eggs, which is a pretty reliable perennial for me in zone 7. As long as it's spring planted, got a whole season under it, this one should come back every year. There are a few like New Gold, Chapel Hill yellow, ham and eggs. I'm going to think of another one in just a second that are pretty reliable, coming back every year. I'm just going to pop him in between these a few of these pansies that are coming out pretty soon. And this lantana will fill up this entire space right here between the pittosporum and the loropetalum. And I'll show you a close-up of this after I get a couple more annual things in just a second. Next up, I have a couple packs of a sky blue salvia. This one is close to being a perennial in my area. It's a perennial in 8 to 10. I don't anticipate it coming back. If it did, great. If it doesn't, that's fine as well. It's going in to this space in front of the sunshine ligustrum and around a couple other gold and variegated things. This one, similar to the white and pink salvia that I did on the other side, will just bloom all summer, and pollinators go crazy for it. And plugging these 8 bedding plants. I really love being able to get this salvia in 4 packs. If you're in North Carolina, I know a lot of my viewers are. If you are, most of these things you're seeing me plant this week are from big bloomers in Sanford, North Carolina. Great place to go, great destination spot. A little bit crazy on the weekends, so I tend to avoid it then. But just an amazing collection of pieces for your summer garden. The last pollinator-friendly plants that I'm going to show you in this particular video is Angelonia, and I've got pink, purple, and white Angelonia. Almost nothing better for all summer flowering, heat tolerant, sun tolerant, and giant invitation to butterflies and bees and hummingbirds in your garden. Another one that will spike up about this tall, and I can cut it in half in the middle of the summer if I want to, fill it back in, refertilize it. As long as you give these water, amended soil, and a little fertilizer. Super, super easy. I'm going to put these in this little corner space before you go up the steps here at the back door, and use the rest of my compost and bark mix that I made for today. One of my main goals on this channel is to not sell you things. I wake up every day and think, instead of thinking, what can I talk about today that I can make a percentage off of Amazon, I think about, what can I do today to show you guys how to have something, where you have seasonal color year round, and honestly do it on a budget. And so I hunt for these 4 packs and 6 packs of pentas. I don't want to buy them in quart pots if I don't have to. If I have to, I have to. And sometimes the latest and the greatest is worth having, and I understand that. But in that particular spot right there, there's I can't remember if that was 5 packs of 4 packs. So that's 20 plants in that space. I believe they were like $3 for each of those 4 packs for those pentas. And then if we come around here, these were 4 packs of the salvia, the white and the pink salvia, and I think they were also $2.95. So that's another $10. But these things are going to flower nonstop, and they're kind of bulletproof. They're super drought tolerant. Again, I'm going to water when they need water. Midsummer, I'll definitely be cutting them in half. They perform better when you give them a haircut at least once or twice a summer. The celosia was in 4 packs, and the 4 packs were only $1.59 a piece. Maybe they'd be $2.50 where you are, but still not bad. And so that was 3 packs of those, and 1 pack of the spilanthes. So I can't remember how much it was, but again, another $10 spent on this space right here. That's going to be all summer color. The celosia can also get a haircut in the summertime. This blue salvia that I put here, this was 2 packs of them, and they were $3 a pack. Maybe $4 in your area, maybe $5 in your area. But again, that's 8 plants that are going to bloom all summer long that were going to require very little from me other than a haircut and some watering. And then over here, same thing with the Angelonia. They were in 4 packs as well, and that was I think they were about $3 a 4 pack, so that's $9 in that space. And again, those will get a haircut sometime during the summer. I'm going to swing you back around because I did say that I had planted some marigolds have been planted in this spot. These were actually done from seed, so that they were even less expensive, and that'll be all summer color there. So don't forget to follow along with the channel. Hit the subscribe button, that little bell notification, so you're alerted when I upload videos, and you can see how all of these plants turned out during the summertime. Here's that lantana in that spot. Thanks for watching.